Hello once again, everyone. Welcome to a first here on Original Blood Ace. I'm gonna do a review slash thoughts on a TV show episode. And you're thinking, what? This is new. He's breaking new ground. And you're absolutely right. And the reason was, well, first of all, I'm gonna talk about today's newest Gotham episode. And first and foremost, everyone who knows me knows I am a huge, huge Batman fan. Like, major Batman fan. Um, and so, of course, Gotham is a great fucking show. Is it perfect? No. And am I going to do this for every episode? Probably not. But this episode really caught my attention. It had some really good moments, one in particular. So I thought, let's do this. And if you don't watch Gotham, you should check it out. It's actually pretty good. So this episode was called Into the Woods. A lot of shit happened. Riddler officially, becomes Riddler in the sense that he's captured and he's acknowledged as a criminal psychopath or sociopath. Gordon clears his name from being framed by Enigma, Riddler. Penguin becomes evil Penguin again. And I don't want to explain the whole, first season, second season, all that shit, just to catch up to where we are now. But basically, Penguin was sent to Arkham. Hugo Strange, cured him in the sense that he brainwashed him into being a normal person. And then Penguin met his father after his mother died. He was at his mother's grave, and Penguin's father, aka the actor Pee Wee Herman, who played Penguin's father in the old Batman movie with Michael Keaton, I believe, which was a nice little throwback. Penguin was all like, oh, I have family still, and he was, happy. And then he had step-siblings and an evil stepmother type thing who poisoned his father, killed him, and made Oswald's life miserable. And Penguin, got revenge. And before I get into that, I gotta say, even though I'm a huge Batman fan, I've never given two shits really about the Penguin character. It's always been Joker and Batman are my top two, and Mr. Freeze. In Gotham, I really do like, the Bruce Wayne scenes, of course, but it's always been about Penguin. Penguin in Gotham is amazing, badass, my favorite character. I don't really care about Gordon, which is kind of the sad thing, because it's the whole kind of point of the show. Riddler was also very well done. But Penguin, it's weird because here you're actually, in this episode of Gotham, or just in the series in general, you find yourself cheering for the Penguin, for a sociopath. And yet, here in this episode, we knew it was coming. We knew Penguin was going to go back to being evil Penguin, which is good Penguin. And so, what does he do? He finds the poison that was used to kill his father. Then, he figures it out by testing it on the fucking dog, which is a bit sad that he killed the dog. But, so what does he do? Well, the stepmother is sitting down eating food that Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, prepared because they made him their butler, basically. And, they made him miserable, and they, threw food at him and just, insulted him over and over again and kept him, or treating him like trash, yada. So, she says, you should call down my kids to come eat. And he's like, oh, I can ring, but they won't come. And then, he asks her, what do you think of this meat? And then she's like, oh, it's a little tough, a little overcooked. And so he's just like, oh, I'm sorry, try this one. It's a little bit more tender. She tries it, and she's like, it's about the same. And then, so she calls her kids, and they don't come. And Penguin, back to being his evil self, he says something along the lines of, like, Grace, which was the daughter, how did he say it? Something like, Grace, I was more fond of Grace myself, as he touches one of the meats on the table and licks it. And then he explains he found out about the poison that killed his dad. And she freaks out, tries to get up off the table. Penguin picks up a knife and threatens her. And then she finds out that Penguin not only killed her two kids that were evil little brats, but he fed them to her, to their own mother. And she freaking was horrified. And then Riddler, or not Riddler, Penguin, he just goes full evil Penguin, psycho, and just uses the knife, stabs her in the throat. Blood goes across his face, and then later on you see him sitting at the head of the table, drinking wine or whatever, laughing, and across the table she's still dead sitting there. And it was just magnificent. It was so gruesome, but so brutal, but so fitting, and you're like, yes, Penguin got his revenge. And so I gotta say, I'm gonna wrap this up here just by saying, if you don't watch Gotham, you should check it out. It's got its faults, but it's pretty amazing. It's not, you can't consider it a Batman show. It's like Gotham City before Batman gets there, even though Bruce Wayne's in it, and I do like the Bruce Wayne scenes. The only major problems I have with what they've done with Gotham, because they nailed Penguin, they nailed Riddler, they've done fine with Two-Face. You know, Harvey Dent, he's a lawyer still, he hasn't done anything bad yet. What else? Joker, they've teased, but he hasn't really officially been there yet. What else? The only two problems I have, for some reason, that they goofed up, was Mr. Freeze, which he's not supposed to be Mr. Freeze until Batman's around. I liked the story they told with his origin. It was just too fucking soon in the timeline. But the only other... Oh, and Scarecrow. They did a great job with him earlier on in Season 1. But the other problem I have was another character. Which was it? Hugo Strange. The actor nails the character perfectly. However, Hugo Strange was always Caucasian. And here he's Asian, so that was just a weird little... kind of throws you for a curveball there. Or it was throwing a curveball, I should say. So other than that, though, it's pretty good. And yeah, check it out. And again, like I said, I don't think I'm going to do these reviews for every kind of episode, but I just had to talk about this because Penguin freaking going all cannibalistic when feeding these psychotic, crazy, punk-ass kids to his own crazy stepmom. Like, it doesn't get any more gruesome and brutal than that. But anyway, we'll see y'all in the next video.